Okay. Somebody say something? Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, folks, sorry about that. Hey, everybody, it's the One Bun, aka Asher the Kingdom Hall Crasher. At least that's what I'm calling myself for like now. Anyway, so yeah, remember how I said I was going to go ahead and call up some halls and see if I could grab some samples of stuff for you guys? Well, I did that, and let's see, how did that go? Well, for starters, most of what I got were, machines, just like usual. Well, I mean, the few that I called today were machines. There aren't a lot of Monday meetings, but the ones that I could get, machines. And not only that, but there were also a bunch of them that were, well, I mean, there was one of them that I called, and this has happened a lot before in the past when I've done this, including on Sunday, actually, where it's the wrong number, like it's the wrong thing. Like today, I think I called the days in, and then the other number that the days in guy himself actually gave me, which was also listed on the Kingdom Hall website. The other number for that same hall led to nothing, a big, long, beeping mess. Let's see here. Anyway, oh, can everybody hear me? I hope everybody can hear me. Anyway, all right. So, right, where was I going with this? Anyway, so yeah, that was like one of the things I ran into. So that tells me a lot of Kingdom Halls are probably being sold, or they're just like padding a bunch of, oops, excuse me, I'm like worried I have bugs all over me. Either that or they're padding like a bunch of fake, they'll just grab random numbers from stuff and like pad their Kingdom Hall, registry, address book, whatever you want to call it, database, just so that it kind of looks like they have a lot of Kingdom Halls, I guess, because it doesn't seem like there are a lot that you can actually get in touch with. Not a lot will pick up. Like today, I actually got one hall that I called and immediately got an answering machine, and it was like, oh, sorry, like we're not, we're either having a meeting right now or we're about to start one. So, please leave a message or something like that. So that sucked. And I tried calling back after the meeting, or at least what should have been after the meeting, and nobody answered still. I still got the same exact voicemail. So let me go ahead and play you that. So here we go.
Welcome to the Belarus Kingdom Hall. We are currently having a meeting or are about to begin. Please press 1 to listen to the meeting. of the king.
Hang on, it's getting there.
Thank you for calling the Visitors Kingdom Hall. Nobody's available to say your call. Please leave a message.
Record your message at the tone. Press any key or stop talking to end the recording.
Yes, hello. I'm calling because I received an invitation to your memorial. And I was just wondering, I had a few questions. I went and looked into it because it advised me to go to the website if I had any questions, plus the person that gave me the invitation instructed me to do so. And yeah, actually, that's funny. I found that rather odd that they were so unwilling to answer questions when they were in person. But anyway, so yeah, I went ahead and looked online for the information. And it turns out that you guys are kind of, sort of, having a black mass. Is that correct? You pass the wine, you don't actually drink it? I don't know if you're aware, but yeah, that's a black mass. Look it up. It's a satanic black mass. Also, I was wondering, are you guys by any chance aware of the stuff that's being said about you in the news? Have you heard of the Australian Royal Commission? Maybe you should check into that. It's pretty interesting. There's a lot of facts and evidence and stats and stuff, but basically the gist of it is they found over 1,000 child molesters that were hidden from prosecution in your church, in your organization. And I was just wondering if you were aware of that. You and your little particular Kingdom Hall were aware of that. They also found out that there were over 2,000 victims of these people. So that's kind of nuts. And that's just in Australia alone. I also did some more digging and found out there are lawsuits happening in Canada and soon in America. And found out that they're actually talking about you on another cult show. Have you ever heard of Leah Remini's Scientology show? You should check that out. Apparently they're going to talk about you guys. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking of attending, but then I read all that stuff and it really put me off. Plus I heard you guys, after a while, while I was doing this digging, I found out you guys actually shun people that leave the religion. So that's not really cool with me. It's actually kind of concerning. That kind of breaks up families, and I read that actually causes people to commit suicide on top of that. Not only that, but you guys apparently don't allow blood transfusions, and that's kind of crazy too. A lot of people have apparently died from that, even children, small children, and it's encouraged. Like, people are turned into a martyr because of that, and it's crazy. People that aren't even old enough to make that kind of decision. Speaking of not being old enough to make the decision, you guys baptize children into this thing? Are you insane? They don't have the choice, or they don't have the maturity to make that kind of choice, especially not in a organization that will shun them if they change their mind. When you realize, but children tend to change their minds on things as they mature. Just happens. Well, at least I would hope so, especially in this particular case. But yeah, I don't know. Between the shunning and the blood thing and the whole, because the shunning causes suicide, so that's another form of death that you guys cause. But yeah, between that and the poor children that are being abused, and the men and women who are being abused without any kind of justice, I don't think I can attend your memorial. So yeah, thank you, but no thank you, I guess. And just in case whoever's listening to this message, weren't aware of any of that stuff, I just thought you should know. Alrighty then. That's it. Take it easy. And you're welcome.
Save this recording. Press 1 to listen. Saved. Thank you.
All right. So that was I'm so shocked that I was able to actually that I was able to save such a long message. I was shocked. But hey, that was good. I mean, that I got to be able to say all that. That's fun. You know, that they let me have my way with their answering machine. But yeah, I dropped some truth bombs on them. That's exactly what I like to do when I get a hold of one of their answering machines, if I can. Like, sometimes their answering machines don't even work. Sometimes they don't even have answering machines. That's another thing I've seen. Like, occasionally you'll run into a situation where you don't have an answering machine at that hall. So, ouch. So that was like one that I did today. Sorry. That was one that I did today, and I want to play you one that I did right after, like, sort of after the November 5th stuff, because I thought that would be worth a listen as well. Okay, this is just for, like, to give you an idea of normal stuff. Oh, and sorry I haven't peeked at the chat, but hello everybody that is with me. Let's see here. We got Black Sheep. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, we've got Zeb. Apostate Coffee Break, Dawn, and probably some other people who haven't said anything in the chat, but that's cool. What up, guys? All right, so let's get back to this. We are going to go ahead and play this call. Okay, so the context for this is this happened shortly after the November 5th stuff that I did with my friends, including Master Rick. So let's see here. Let's have a listen.
Hello?
Hello, Amanda?
Yes, who's this?
This is Mike Maley. You left a message to the Kingdom Hall?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for calling me back. Hi. Yeah, so, I was wondering, what exactly happened? Because a friend of mine who, she actually knows people that attend meetings. She told me that some stuff had been happening recently, that people were, going around to the Kingdom Halls and causing disturbances and possibly even being dangerous. Is that true?
Not dangerous. Nothing dangerous has happened. They're just causing a disruption. What they are is they're what we would call apostates, people that have left the organization and just trying to cause a disruption. There's not any safety issues that have taken place in any of the congregations.
Oh, okay.
Well, so we're taking precautions ahead of that now.
Oh.
And basically that's all it is. In some of the Kingdom Halls, they've gotten in and they stood up and started saying things out loud during a meeting, just disturbing the meeting, but nothing as far as a disturbance. I mean, as far as a safety issue taking place.
Oh, okay. The reason I was concerned is because my friend said that the police were called. That's why, I figured it's not safe.
And that's the only reason. I mean, and that's just because they're not leaving the meeting; they're continuing to try to disturb the meeting.
Oh.
And so at that point, they're in the case. They're on private property. So.
Wow. What kinds of things are they saying?
I haven't heard.
Oh, you haven't heard? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I was just curious because, I had heard some stuff. I heard that they said something about child abuse, and that was another concern of mine. That's why I called. I was like, oh my God, if that's true, I have two small children. I wouldn't want to take them there. If they're
I completely agree with you on that, but I can be assured that it's a safe environment, and if that's something that you're fearful of, you're welcome to visit and check the place out, and
do you guys have visiting hours or anything like that, where you can just go walk in and speak with members of the clergy or anything?
I mean, just pretty much during our meeting times. We have two meetings here. One that meets on both on Wednesday and Thursday. We meet at 7:30, and then also on Sundays at 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock. And then, we're pretty much here before and after that, so.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's the time I was given. I was going to ask, about the child abuse stuff. I mean, because I came from the Catholic Church, right? So, I mean, I'm sure you heard all about that kind of stuff that goes on there.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I was concerned when I heard, survivors of child abuse. What do you guys have in place as far as safeguards to protect children?
Well, what you can do, if you have any questions regarding that, I would encourage you to contact our branch and I can give you a number if you need that.
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Okay. Someone's going to look it up, okay?
But wouldn't you guys know what the safeguards are? I mean, you're the elders, right?
Yes, I am, but this is the same reason same precautions we're taking with some of the other situations that are coming up. People are calling and trying to get information, and
oh, wow.
so we're passing them all to our branch. So if you want to speak to them, sure, that number is 845 744 6000.
6,000. Alrighty. Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's just kind of weird because, like, I mean, is it really a dangerous thing to answer me about the child safety stuff? I mean, I'm only asking stuff that I guess would be concerned. I would be concerned about for the meeting, not really for what happened.
Well, personally, I'm not going to discuss anything on the phone like that. If you want to be, maybe we could, that's something we could do. I don't know if I'm being recorded or anything like that. So, those are situations that's the reason we're doing those precautions.
Why would you think you're being recorded? Do people do that?
Mm-hmm.
Why? That seems kind of strange.
That's how they use against us, so.
Oh, wow. Oh, I mean, if there's nothing to use against you, then what are they even trying for?
I don't know.
Well, that's
I haven't dealt with them, so.
Oh, well, that's good. I guess that's lucky. All right, sir. Well, thank you so much. And I'll let you go, and you have a wonderful day, okay?
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yows. Okay. So, yeah, there's that. My goodness. Where do we even begin with that one? Yeah, see, when you call the Kingdom Hall and you discuss these things with them, you just ask them normal questions and you act, like you're just an interested person who maybe heard about some stuff that's going on that they might be concerned about. This is like basically at a real life scenario that could happen. Like somebody could be interested and then they hear about this stuff after doing some research. Hopefully people would do research before attending a meeting these days. And then they find this stuff out, and then they go ask about it, and then they hear through the grapevine or whatever. And then they're like, well, let me call these people up. And then they talk to them to get some reassurance that things are going to be okay, to find out some information more about what they heard and read. And then, they act kind of culty. And having this on recording kind of is a display to show, everybody, look, this is how they act. They're very secretive and they really, really want you to come and visit them in person because they're very paranoid, apparently. I mean, sure. I mean, he was right, but like, I raised a good question. Like, why would you be worried if you are? I mean, like, one, why would you think you're being recorded? And like, what are you worried about? What do you think they're going to do with it? Are they going to use it against you somehow? Like, what do you think you could be saying that's so bad? So, kind of culty. Yeah, exactly, black sheep. Anyway, so yeah, I just thought I would share those calls with you because I thought, maybe they would help inspire somebody to go and maybe call up the Kingdom Hall yourself. All you got to do is do what they always tell you to do. Go to their website and look up a Kingdom Hall. You don't even have to call one that's literally in your area. Just make sure you have the time zones and all that correct. And also, please do make sure that if you're going to record the call, if you don't have to, but if you're going to record the call, make sure you look up and see that you're calling a state that is a one-party consent state. So you don't have to be concerned about anything legal. And then you're good. And go ahead and call and speak to some people. That's what I recommend doing. It helps. I mean, you'd be surprised. I've had some very interesting conversations with them. I've had everything from immediately hanging up on me to, you know, to like a theological theological debate, to like them trying to like genuinely convince me of things, you know, to them being kind of culty like they did in that particular one. But, you know, I mean, it's either way, it's always good, like, because the whole object of that is not really to like make them look bad. It's more, at least mine is more, to make them think, or to pique their interest in in all the stuff that I mentioned, you know, like the ARC and all that jazz. So yeah, hopefully I'm pretty sure somebody has to have looked into it, or at least I hope. That's the hope. But yeah, like in the last car crash that I did, the lady at the end said that she would look into the ARC. I hope she wasn't lying, because Jehovah's Witnesses are not supposed to lie, even though they totally do all the time, even though she totally did right then and there in the stream. But I really do hope she remembers it, and that it, you know, comes back to her later in the middle of the night or something, and she's like, you know, I'm wondering if that thing really is something about us. Okay, let me go head up. Oh, wow. This can't be true, can it? And then she looks up a little more, and then soon she's watching the video of Jeffrey Jackson saying what he said, and then eventually she moves on to the apostate videos on YouTube, and then from there, she's out before you know it. Like, you never know. It could happen like that. But anyway, yeah. Oh, and thank you. Yeah, apostate coffee break. Yeah, good advice on the one-party consent thing. Yep. Yeah, no problem. I want to make sure everybody keeps things legal and safe, and doesn't get themselves into any trouble if they don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it. Don't be a hero. Like, don't get yourself arrested and don't get yourself sued. Let's operate within the law, basically, because we can do activism for free and within the law. We can totally do that. It's doable. So let's do that. Let's see here. I made a video giving the site and named it as such to make it easy on you guys. What site? I have no idea what site you're talking about. Oh, the one-party consent site. Yeah, okay, sorry, my bad. Sorry. I'm slow about this tonight because, like, I'm sleepy. I'm a little bit slow on the uptake at the moment. Anyway, alrighty, guys. So I think that should do it for this evening, but I do want to encourage everybody to still consider attending the memorial. Yes, I know I'm going to nag you about that forever, like literally until the memorial happens, basically. But yeah, please, if you can get out there, please attend the memorial. If you can't, consider giving them a call. And you have some examples of, you know, calls that you just heard. If you're just joining us, hey, welcome. And also, you should rewind and listen to those calls. They're pretty, well, one was a voicemail, the other was a call, but they're interesting. Yeah, and I encourage everybody to, if you can't get out to literally inside the memorial, if you want to go, but you can't fathom going inside the hall, pick it outside, hold up a sign, you know. If you can't, like stand very long and stuff, maybe bring a chair. If you don't want to do that, because you're socially anxious and you're worried people are going to be like watching you or staring at you or something, then don't do that. You know, to look after your health and just stay home and give them a call over the phone, or do like a Google review or a Yelp review. Make sure to mention about their Black Mass or something. And these are things you can do even in advance of the memorial. Like, I mean, I've been calling and asking stuff about the memorial and talking about the memorial to these guys to kind of get them aware that people are kind of weirded out about what they're doing. yeah. So just bottom line, you know what I always say, do something. Come on, just do something. You can. I mean, even if you can't literally directly do something, surely you can find a way to help other people do their stuff. You know, help people look up info, like maybe help somebody who's confident talking but isn't as good at writing. Like maybe help them write a script for what they want to say when they go and crash the hall. You know, that's what I'm talking about, like teamwork, that kind of stuff. Anyway, everybody, have a wonderful evening. I'm going to get some rest. Sorry again for the super late stream. Yeah, like I said, I highly recommend if you just got here, going back and listening to the beginning where the couple of phone calls were played. All right, everyone. Take it easy and good night. Sleep tight. Don't let Jehovah's Witnesses bite.